Hello, everybody. Welcome to SSB Crack Exams. I'm Anuradha, and I'm back with a session on the most common questions asked in SSB Conference. Now, what is SSB Conference? SSB Conference, also known as the Conference Day, is basically the last day in the 5-day Service Selection Board interview procedure. This day officially decides the recommendation of the candidate, as on this day, the result of the candidates are announced. Basically, the candidates have to appear before a panel of uniformed officers in the conference hall, and they will have to face all the assessors collectively, including the technical officer and the commandment of the board. In total, there will be around 10 to 12 officers. Different assessors have been judging the candidates at different tasks for the past 4 days. This conference is where they take a unanimous decision on the candidate's selection or rejection. Therefore, certain questions that are asked in SSB conference are very significant to decide whether that particular candidate will be selected or rejected in the SSB interview. So, therefore, in this session, I'm going to discuss all these important questions and how you can answer them and perform your best in the SSB conference itself. But before that, let me now tell you that you can prepare for the different defense competitive exams at the comfort of your home by downloading our mobile app from the Google Play Store. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Instagram page, our Twitter page, join our Telegram group, and to know more about the different exams and how you can apply for all those exams and sit for the entrance exams, you can log on to learn.ssbcrackexams.com. So now let's start with the basic question that a student or a candidate asks is, what happens in SSB conference? As I already told you before, SSB conference is held on the last day of the SSB interview. During the conference, candidates encounter with many officers simultaneously, which might make them nervous. All the GTOs, psychologists, and interviewing officers remain present in the SSB conference. Generally, a conference varies from 2 to 3 minutes to a maximum of 30 minutes, depending on whether a candidate is a doubt case or not. It is believed that the conference takes more time if a candidate is in doubt case or has been recommended by 2 testing officers and the third one is pending. Candidates are called one by one and asked specific questions during the conference. Though the conference is of smaller time duration, there are limited questions that are more possibly to be asked. Therefore, now I will tell you those most common questions that are asked in your SSB conference. So here you go. Those questions can begin with, how was your stay in the SSB? How was your current SSB experience? How many friends did you made here? What did you learn from this SSB? So for these kinds of questions, you just need to state the truth, the feelings, and the different observations that you made in your SSB in the form of a well-structured answer. The next kinds of questions can be, do you have any suggestions regarding the improvement of SSB? Here too you can give very honest suggestions which can be implemented to improve certain things that you felt can be improved in the SSB. Rank yourself among your GTO group. You have to assess yourself based on the performance that you showed or that you took up in your GTO performance. In which task you think you have performed your best? Again, this is completely a question which needs a very truthful and honest answer. And for this, you need to assess yourself and you need to base your well-structured answer on the different observations and the things that you have observed in your SSB stay. Rank your performance in all the 3 tests during SSB. You need to assess yourself based on the performance that you have shown for all the tests in SSB. Okay, in which task do you think you could have been performed better? Again, a very honest answer is demanded of questions like this. Did you go out anywhere with your friends? You just need to state the very common experiences that you had when you went out with your friends. Which places did you visit in the city? Okay, this is a very common question. So the answers can be obviously related to the common things that you visited, the common places that you went to with your friends. What will you do if not selected this time? So this question is basically asked to test your plan B. That is whether you will be disappointed or whether you will be, attempting the SSBs once again, whether you come back or not. Whatever it is, your answer, it is to test what is your reaction to certain failures in your life. How would you compare your current SSB attempt among your previous SSBs? So basically, in this question, you need to tell the answer as what were the things that you did mistakenly in your previous SSBs and how you overcame those or how you tried to improve on your failures in your previous SSBs in the current SSBs. The next is rate this SSB among other SSBs you have visited. Again, it can be a very honest answer to try to answer honestly and truthfully to your interviewers. Do not try to, flatter them with incorrect or very over the top answers. Okay, the next question is why were you not able to make it during your previous SSB attempts? So, questions from the interview may be asked to recheck the candidate. So it is the time now to tell the weaknesses that you faced last time along with the actions that you have done to overcome them. Sometimes situation reaction questions are asked, and let me tell you, these kinds of questions are only asked to those candidates, a candidate who is a doubt case. All right, so it is very significant for you if certain situation reaction tests are questions are asked to you to answer them correctly and to answer them, to think about them calmly and answer them correctly. Okay, GK questions which you have not been able to answer during the interview are also asked. Right, so it is very important that whatever general knowledge questions that you have come across in your SSB interview, it is important for you to go back, recheck them, and also enlighten yourself with the answers, because sometimes the questions that you've been not able to answer in your personal interview or during the SSB interview, those questions are further asked in the SSB conference to test whether you had the passion or the enthusiasm inside you to go back and check the answers, right? So now, certain tips that you need to follow to perform best in your SSB conference, and this is important. Dress well and groom yourself neatly. Wear your chest number properly and neatly. Control your fear or nervousness and stay as calm as possible. Wish the person in front of you as soon as you enter the room. Stay focused and listen to the questions carefully. Be loud and audible to others while answering. Stand up gently and leave the room without much disturbance as soon as you get the instructions from the IO or the president. So, if you follow all these tips while you are attending your SSB conference and answering the questions in a well structured way, then you obviously, I'm sure, will be able to perform and give your best in SSB conference. But always remember that it is not the questions or answers that are important, it is the attitude and aptitude with which you answer that makes all the difference. They don't expect you to know the answers if they're really tough. They don't expect ready to go to war kind of candidates. They look for trainable candidates who are honest, confident, and straightforward. So give your best, be confident, and don't feel demotivated if you are unable to answer the questions. Always remember that these are just certain points of our life, and sometimes it is not always the failure that we get. Sometimes it is the lessons that we also get to learn behind those failures. So whatever may be the results, don't fret yourself, don't worry too much about the results, but try to give your best in the SSB conference. So if you want to now prepare for the SSB interview thoroughly and at the comfort of your home, you can do so by ordering these books off from the Amazon or Flipkart, or you can visit us on our website SSB Crack Shop and order these books from there. So the links for these books are already given in the description box below. In the comment section, you can write down the answers for the questions that I have discussed in this session. Till then, you need to stay motivated and you also need to stay confident. I will see you next with a new session on something very exciting and informative about the SSB interview. Till then, Jai Hind.